One thing I do on this channel a lot is talk about feelings and the felt presence of things. Not necessarily feelings like the cliches we think of with feelings, but how it feels in different moments and different modes of being in different experiences, whether it's being alone or in love or sober or using. And what I want to talk about in this video is Anhedonia, which is having struggle feeling pleasure in doing anything, especially the things you like to do, which is very tough because if it's even something you like to do and you don't want to do it, imagine for the things that you really don't want to do, how overwhelming it can be. And I would say it's a bit more than apathy. It's like apathy is just feeling lack of motivation. A step further than apathy would be anhedonia. And I've definitely experienced that a lot in my life, as far as not knowing what I want to do as a career. I've talked to people who know, like, they've figured out a life plan. They're established, they have good parents, a good upbringing, minimal trauma, and they've stayed on a good path. I mean, everyone makes mistakes, but for the most part, staying on a path that where you reach your goals. And not having that, I was terrified of school at the very beginning, far back as I can remember, and I've never known what I wanted to do. And I'm not sure what is the cause of that or how you discover what you want to do, but I never thought it would take so long not knowing. I have a brother who is kind of in the same situation. He doesn't seem to know what he wants to do either, so I know it's not just me. For me, also, just feeling stuck, and even the things I like to do, like music, I'll come up with ideas for songs. Like, I actually have one based around Anhedonia. But I just, like, I'll write a song and, like, okay, I wrote a song about it, but I don't feel like playing it. I don't want to sing it. I don't want to play it. And so it's one thing having the blues and being able, like, to sing about it and express it, but there is a level of it where you don't even, like, there's, like, you just feel dead inside. You just feel it's a very anxiety and hopelessness inducing experience. It was one of the things as a kid I didn't know. Like, I thought that would kind of fade away. I had misconceptions about having things grow on me. It's like becoming fonder of things over time instead of more sick of things and expired by things over time. And I'm able to kind of, like, grin while saying that, but it's really less grinny and more grimmy. It's pretty grim. I just laugh about it because I don't know what else to do, but I have spent a lot of time in tears and just feeling that emptiness and being in a world that, like, I can't just check into some, like, rehabilitation center for free and, like, re-jumpstart my life. I guess the main thing that's held me back is money, because if I had money, I could enter a program. I could, well, actually, what I'd do now is I would actually go to a rehab facility and completely get off kratom, and then I would find some kind of class or what's the word, like group, project, something to get involved in, and a good place to live. Environment is such a big part of it. And even if things look good, which they do for me, like they look good from the outside, a lot of my friends don't know, and nor would I tell them, like, and nor could I tell them, like, what what it is that, like, how badly I just want to leave. It'd be nice if it was as easy as just getting sober, but getting sober is like probably the easiest part, because, and I'm talking about getting sober from like weed and kratom. I've already conquered alcohol and don't really have any desire to go back to it. Although I do like how it makes me want to play music. I wish there was something more healthy that helped induce the want to play music. The only thing else that does it a little bit is kratom and weed. All the things I'm trying not to do, it are the things that inspire me towards music. So there's a lot of push and pull with the forces that be. And I know there's other people going through this kind of stuff, and no one really feels comfortable to talk about it because it is a private matter. But we should talk about it because there should be some way to get help. There should be some way to find a place to start over. If you can have a place, a different place, it's not so much that I need to go to a rehab. I just need to go to a place where that's completely different, and there's none of the triggers or anything around to make me fall back into old patterns. And that's part of that renewal, of renewing myself and having a fresh start. My problem is I don't want to work any jobs, and I do work jobs, but they're very arduous for me, even easy jobs. And I've done hard jobs before, but it's slowly been getting harder and harder for me. That's why I quit my last job. I just burned out. I just couldn't do it. I'm just not wired like most people. And that's what got me back on kratom, is I was using it to help me power through, because I would get very fatigued at work. And that's been my whole life, even when I didn't smoke weed at the factory. In fact, it was even worse. I was back in my early 20s. This is my early 20s, like the prime of my life. I'm like depressed, and I'd fall asleep on break time and get in trouble, which equated like to just getting yelled at by my supervisor over the phone. But like, it feels like there's no way out. It feels like there's no option. It's just predictably like wearing me out and running me down. I feel like I'm deteriorating slowly. And it would be nice to just think it's just my little addictions, and if I could just get that under control, it'd be fine. But it's much more than that. That's how I used to think, because I'm like, oh, I just need to quit doing this stuff that's keeping me addicted. But I would quit that stuff, and then I would get even more depressed and not find a way to sustainably keep myself at a healthy place. And so my whole life has just been these extremes. And because of that, through all my history, it's even more like concrete. It's more like stuck in those kind of ways. But I'm even more desperate, and yes, desperate. I don't want to be desperate, but I feel desperate to be out of it. And I'm still alive, I'm still here, so there's always a chance one day something extraordinary could happen, an opportunity. If someone were to offer me an opportunity to be like, hey, if you want to get clean and try to get a new start, Like, you can stay here in this guest house for 2 weeks and help me with such and such project, or something like that, or like have a week off to recover and then help pay back by doing some kind of project. But that's, that stuff is out there, but it's not easy to find. You can't really use Craigslist. It's just overrun with scams, and there's got to be some resource, but beats me. I don't know. I don't know where to even begin. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave the area because I don't know what else to do. I've been here going on 10 years. If I'm here till next spring, it'll be 10 years, and I don't plan to be. What I went through last winter internally, I cannot describe, and I wouldn't want anyone to go through that. Like, that's just, it's not an educational thing other than like realizing the limitations you're in. It's all you get educated on is how limited you are. And yeah, you can learn to work with that, but think about it this way. If you're at a friend's house playing a game and you just are not enjoying the game, would you just keep going through it? Like, let's say Monopoly, and it just is getting more and more annoying. Like, you could just quit the game. But in life, the game is to stay alive. And so to quit the game is kind of a big and bold move. And so that's kind of how it feels. It's like, it's not so much about learning anymore as it is like surviving. And I would just like to learn in a different kind of situation, but I don't have that choice. I just have the choices before me and I'm trying to make the most of them.